Okay, it's 11:11, so let's begin. My name is Zsazsa Leverett. I'm a yoga instructor, meditation guide, tumbling teacher, and tarot reader. But today we're going to be focusing on power yoga. We're going to get working up that sweat. So, let's get on the mat and start in child's pose. Now, if you took my class yesterday, the back of your thighs might be feeling kinda that stretch from yesterday. So give yourself a little bit more leeway if that's the case. Otherwise, bring your chest down towards your mat, arms out in front of you, reach as far as you can, and then look down at your mat. You can rest your forehead if you like. And just start to settle into that pose there. You can start to push your hips further down towards your feet. Really reach with your arms. And as you're doing this, start to notice how your body's feeling today. Are you feeling really motivated? Are you just on your mat because you know you need this, but you don't want to be here? That's all right. You're still here, but just notice where you are, why you're here, how it feels to be here. And start to notice your breath. Where does your breath fill your body? Does your breath fill your stomach? Does your breath fill your chest? Are you breathing through your mouth or through your nose? Let me know how your breath is. Notice with yourself. Are you breathing through your nose? If so, which nostril are you breathing out of more heavily? And as you're down there, in child's pose, start to deepen your breath. Once you're aware of how deep it is, how shallow it is, where that breath is filling, maybe your stomach, your chest, your ribs, or your back, wherever it's filling, deepen it. So take up more space with your stomach, and then bring it back in. Inhale, let that stomach grow. Exhale, let it go. Do this a few more times. Really deepen that breath. Notice how that feels as your stomach expands. And then we're going to focus on our Ujjayi breath, which is a breath that builds heat in our body. So how you do this is you continue to breathe, close your mouth, and constrict your throat just a little bit. What this is going to do is when you exhale and inhale, but exhale especially, you're going to make a sound that kind of sounds like the ocean, like so. That breath, once again, builds heat in your body, so if it becomes too much, you can always just open your mouth. This is going to release that heat, allow some cold air to come in, but otherwise, try to keep that mouth closed, really build that heat up, challenge yourself, but, if you feel lightheaded, go ahead. Definitely open your mouth. You can push up into a cat-cow. It's kind of hard to see with my shirt, I'm realizing, but Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees below your hips. And as you inhale, bring your stomach down, gaze up. And as you exhale, cat pose. Dome your spine, curve your back toward the ceiling. Inhale, cow pose, stomach down, gaze up. Exhale, let your head hang heavy and pull your belly button towards your spine as you curve your back. Inhale, cow pose, stomach down, gaze up. You can even look with your eyes to as far back as you can. And exhale, cat pose. Really pull your belly button towards your spine. This is going to be very important for core strength building. We're going to come back to that in just a little bit. Remember your Ujjayi breath. One more round. Inhale, cow pose. Gaze up. Exhale, cat pose. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, come to tabletop pose. And then exhale, push your bottom back for downward dog. Now, if you're like me and you did my class yesterday, the backs of your thighs might be feeling a very intense stretch. So you do not have to straighten your legs or push your heels down towards the mat. The most important thing is that shape of a V. So bring your bottom up high, let your head hang heavy. Push your hips back. You can also rotate your triceps away from your ears. And once this gets comfortable, you could start to straighten out your legs a little bit more. And then eventually, you can start to push your heels down. Remember to push back with your hips. Remember to breathe deeply. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale, travel forward. You can take your time, nice and slow, but I'm going to stay back. But you go to the top of your mat. Bring your big toes together to touch, and let yourself hang heavy. Keep those legs straight, but don't over straighten them. And if this is your first stretch of the day, like me, you might not be touching your toes yet, and that's okay. We're still warming up. Each exhale, you can come a little bit closer to your toes. But take your time. You don't want to push it too hard. Find your edge. And then you can wiggle your feet apart just a little bit. Hi, Angela. Grab for opposite elbows. You can bend your knees generously. If you guys can't tell, I love this pose. Ragdoll. You can sway side to side. Let your head hang heavy. Let gravity do most of the work. Really allow your core to touch your thighs. So you can bend your knees as much as possible to make that happen. So if your chest doesn't touch your thighs until you're bending this much, that's okay. We can do that. Sway side to side. And then release your elbows. Bring your big toes together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. So once again, straighten those legs. Bring your big toes together. Straighten your back, make it nice and flat like a table. Look down straight at your mat. You want to keep your spine as straight as possible. The spine pose takes care of us. Takes care of our spine. So we're going to do this one quite a bit. But remember, the most important part is that straight spine. You can even pull your head away from the base of your spine. And imagine you could put a cup on top of your back. I'm going to slowly stand up. Do our mountain pose. Bring your arms up high. Now I'm going to look at you. But take a look at your feet. Lift those toes. Make sure that you are balancing on the balls of your feet and your heels. Check your knees. Make sure they're not too bent or too far back. Your hips, you can push them forward and back until you find that nice neutral ground. Shoulders back and down. Arms up high. And your pinkies, you can face them towards each other to open up your shoulder blades. Notice how you feel here. Yes, this is a standing pose. It's a very simple pose, but it's also very complex at the same time. How does it feel? Where are you feeling this pose? You can bring your hands to your heart center and think about your intention for today's class. Why are we here? Why did we come to our mat? What is the purpose of focusing on ourselves for 30 minutes? Feel free to release that Ujjayi breath. Breathe through your mouth. And then I'm going to face the front of my mat. You guys stay at the top of your mat, but I'm going to stay in the middle so you can see a little better. Once again, inhale, mountain pose. Check that your knees are straight, your hips, shoulders back, all that good stuff. Make sure you're feeling the same as you did before. And exhale, forward fold. Bend at the hips, not the waist. We're going to keep our back as flat as we can for now. And exhale, calm down toward the mat. Once you are as far as you can with your back straight, then you can bend. Let your head hang heavy. See if you're further already than before. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember, look at the ground, straight spine. And then hands down, feet back for a high plank. Make sure your hips aren't too high up or too far down. Make yourself into a nice straight line. Push into all 10 fingers. Push into the balls of your feet. You can even push away with your shoulders as well. Pull your belly button towards your spine. And then push forward about 2 inches. You can let your knees down if you like. Bend your elbows. Come on up. Push up into upward facing dog. Shoulders back, down your spine. You can look up. Push into all 10 fingers. Deep breaths. Keep your mouth closed for your Ujjayi. Make those loud breathing sounds. And if you really want to challenge yourself, you could push up onto your feet so your knees lift off the ground. And then flip your toes so your toes are tucked under. Push up into downward facing dog. Whew. You can pedal out your feet now. Notice how that feels. My hands are getting quite slippery. I'm going to push back a little. There we go. Okay. And then once you get comfortable here, we're going to do something really challenging. So inhale, lift your right leg high. And then exhale, crunch that right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, crunch. Really pull your belly button toward your spine. Feel free to adjust. We're going to do that one more time for 4. Crunch. Now switch those legs out. I'm just sliding away on my mat. Push up. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, crunch. 2 more. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, crunch. And then come on down. Now take a rest. Take a breather. You could do another couple of cat-cows. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your ujjayi breath flowing. And then push back up into your down dog. Lift your right leg high and low lunge. So bring that right foot by your right hand. We're going to stay down here for just a moment. Now check out your back foot and make sure, I'm going to scooch forward a little bit. There we go. Make sure you're on your toes and your heels are up high. Okay. We'll scoot back now that you've seen that. Now check out this low lunge. How does it feel? Where are you feeling it? As you rest, you can rotate your wrists. You might have put a lot of pressure on them with that last exercise. And then inhale. Your next inhale, lift your left arm up and look at your left hand for a low lunge twist. Now bring that hand down, bring your knee down, and bring your right foot to the top of your mat. We're going to do that runner's lunge, so allow your hips to push down. And you can stand up on your fingertips if you like this. Or you can come on down onto your forearms if that's available to you. Otherwise, you can stay on your hands nice and flat. Whatever you do, let your head hang heavy. That's kind of hard to see me. Head hang heavy. And then push on up. Flip your toes so that your toes are tucked under. And we're going to push up into a lunge, a standing lunge. You can put your arms up high for a crescent. And then reach forward. Oh, yes. An arrow lunge. You can come back up. Exhale. Arrow lunge. One more time. Arrow lunge. Bring those hands down. Inhale, lift your right leg high. We're going to switch sides. Bring that foot down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Whew. So once again, check out your back foot. Make sure you're on your toes and not your heel. Bring that left hand down. Inhale, right arm high. Look at your right hand. Feel that nice little twist. Deep breaths. And bring your hand down. Lower your knee. Bring that left foot to the top of your mat. Repeat what you did on the first side. Bring your hip down. Whatever you did with your hands. So if you were on your fingertips, if you were on your hands flat, or if you were on your forearms, repeat that on this side. Let your head hang heavy. Once again, I'm realizing it's hard to see me. Woo. Continue with that ujjayi breath. Closed mouth, breathe through your nose, constrict your throat. then slowly push up. Flip your toes under. And then we're going to push up into a high lunge, standing lunge. Ooh. And then a crescent lunge, arms up high. So keep that knee bent. And then exhale, reach forward. Arrow lunge. Ooh. I'm losing my balance on this side. Inhale, upward. Exhale, arrow lunge. 2 more. Inhale, nice and high. Exhale, arrow. Last one. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, arrow. And inhale, crescent. Exhale, bring those arms down to the mat. Put your left foot up in the air. Exhale, come on down. Woo. We're going to do alligator pose. Man, keep traveling forward. So alligator pose. We're going to be as flat and as long as we can, so you can put your feet down flat with the tops of your feet touching the mat. With your arms, make a little pillow and place your forehead on top of your arms. Now when you breathe, be aware of how your belly and your chest is pushing against the ground. Now place your hands at your low ribs on the ground, but don't put any pressure into your hands. Keep them lifted nice and high. Or you can lift them nice and high, but there's so little pressure into your hands you can lift them. Look down at your mat. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, lift your chest off the ground. Once again, no pressure in your hands, so you can lift them up high. You're using your core for this. Remember to keep breathing. As you exhale, you can lift a little higher. You could push into your feet so hard your knees pop off of the ground. And then come on down. Look to your left. Put your right cheek on your mat. Take a little rest. Now lift up, look at your mat again. This time bend your knees. You can either grab for your feet, or if you have a strap with you, go ahead, wrap it around your feet and pull. Otherwise, you could just keep your arms up high. What we're going to do is exhale to prepare. You can lift up just a little. What we're going to do is lift our knees and our chest. Our chest, we're using the same muscles as last time. For bow pose. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Squeeze your knees together. You don't want to injure yourself. Pull your shoulders back. Keep breathing. Each exhale, you can lift a little higher. Squeeze those knees together. Just a couple more breaths. Last one. And exhale, release. Bring those knees down, feet down. Look to your right. Put your left cheek on the mat. Now look in the middle of your mat and push up. Walk your feet, your knees forward, cross your ankles, bring your feet forward. All right, now what we're going to do, is we're going to sit in Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring your big feet together. Push the bottoms, your big feet. Bring your feet together. Push the bottoms of your feet together. Hold on for just a moment. Let your knees drop down with gravity. And then slowly lower yourself back. Very slowly, use your abs. And lay down. You could place your hands on your thighs. Help gravity a little bit. But not too much. You don't want to put too much pressure on these muscles to stretch. Big inhales with your stomach. Exhale through your nose. Now close your knees together like a book. I'm going to scoot forward a bit. Lift those knees up high, right angles all around, so make sure your feet are perpendicular to your calves perpendicular to your thighs, and then interlace your fingers behind your neck. Inhale to prepare, lift your head. Exhale, twist to opposite knee, opposite elbow. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come down. Exhale, twist. Remember, the most important thing here is to lift your shoulders up. We're not worried about our elbows as much as our shoulders. And your feet, you can decide if you want to straighten them or if you want to just keep them still. That's up to you. Just one more round on each side. And then relax. Whew. Good job. That was tough stuff. We're almost done here. So grab your knees, rock side to side, kind of like a gentle, happy baby. And then grab under your knees and rock forward and back. Alrighty. Now, we're going to do a gentle-ish twist on each side and then Shavasana. So with your legs outstretched, bring your right leg and your right foot over your left leg. Left elbow, hook it to the outside of your right knee. Your right hand, place it behind you. And then look over your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Don't push too far, just make sure your spine feels straight before you turn. You can use your elbow as a little bit more pressure to help you twist more. And release. We're going to repeat this on the other side. So bring your left foot over your right leg. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Take your left hand, place it behind you. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep your mouth closed, build that heat. One last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. come undone. Bring your feet close to your bottom. Give yourself a nice hug. You can rest your forehead on your knees. This hug is a piece of gratitude for yourself. You're physically hugging yourself, giving yourself some love, thanking yourself for coming to class. Release into Shavasana. So legs out, give your feet lots of room. Point those toes away from each other. Lie down. Palms face up. Gaze in front of you, and if you like, you can also close your eyes. Now you can release your Ujjayi breath. Let it go. Breathe naturally. Notice how that feels. Now you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. For the people who have stuff to do and want to end it, I'll guide you out of it, but you are very much welcome to stay here. But if you gotta go, wiggle your fingers and your toes, rotate your wrists and your ankles. Give yourself a big morning stretch, arms above your head, feet together. Make yourself into one straight line. And then roll over onto whichever side you like. We're going to be in fetal pose, so use one arm as a pillow. Bring your knees up a little closer to your chest. You can place one hand on the ground for support. And feel free to keep your eyes closed. Shavasana represents the end of our practice. Fetal pose represents rebirth, a new life after our practice. You can slowly push yourself up into a seated position, whatever's comfortable. And bring your hands to your heart center. Once again, we're going to do a little gratitude to ourselves. So thank yourself for spending time on you, for getting on your mat and putting in a little effort into some self-care. These are some crazy times we're in, and it is not easy to do basic self-care. So this was really impressive. Awesome of you to do this. Now you can bring your hands to your third eye center and join me in Namaste, which means the light, the love, and the teacher in me recognizes the light, the love, and the teacher in you. Namaste. Thank you, class. Thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate that you're watching my video. It's awesome. And yeah, thanks for taking care of yourself through me. You could have chosen any other mode of self-care, but you clicked my video. Thank you. If you'd like to support me, heart react these videos, comment down below, share my page and my videos, and any posts I make. It's a great help. I really appreciate it. And if you want to support me even further, I do have a Patreon, which I've started uploading exclusive content on, including these live videos, but they have been cut down so that you don't have to hear me talking for 4 or 5 minutes before the class starts. And you could join polls to see what I do next week, stuff like that. And I also, if you don't want to do a recurring payment, I have, PayPal, Venmo, all that good stuff. That's in my link tree, which I'll comment below this video in just a second. But yeah, actually next week I am not doing the 11/11 classes moving forward. I'm going to be doing more later classes, so just check up on this page for updates. If you want to be like following those updates, just let me know, and I'll let you know the second that's been decided, put into place. But I will still be offering free stuff, just maybe not as often and later in the day, so more people can experience this awesome healing. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for showing up. Thanks, Angela. Hello. Yeah, have a great weekend. Let me know how you're doing, what you're up to. I'm going to be camping, or I might not be camping because it's been really rainy, but I will be going to a forest, so. And, yeah, let me know what you're up to. Bye, guys.